going to work. Yes. Yes, it's going to work. Okay, it's going to work. Okay, but wait a minute. I kind of want you higher. Hold on just 1 second. Like I say every day, I really don't like tech. I really, 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 really don't like tech. And I really have to push past it, which is what I'm talking about here, this courage to change. Okay. I'm sorry, jumping into this. Let me get square. Okay. Good morning. Hello. I'm trying something new this morning and I'm not sure it's going to work. I broke my selfie stick a few days ago. And so I'm trying to figure out how to get my live streaming set up, trying to get this tech all back into working condition because I have really important information that I'm trying to share with people. And it is something very different. It is out of the box. I know it's out of the box because I'm an out of the box kind of thinker. So I'm trying to dial this down for me because I know I'm too much. I get that. A lot of people tell me that. That's been my whole life. I'm extra my whole life. So that's okay. Right? Manny baby saying good morning. My neighbor, I think, seems like you told me you're a wood carver. And I'm here in my garden working on art projects. And you're catching me this morning, as usual, in writing and in my language arts kind of mode. And so, good morning. Good to see you. And I invite you over here because I really want to talk about wood carving and I want to see your carving. And actually, I bought a couple of chisels because of this, because of you. So, okay, back to the topic. I am here in Puerto Rico because I was a high school teacher who specialized in the students who struggle. I taught at the jail high school with literally the kids who had been caught doing dumb stuff and put in jail. And so they are forced into this situation where you have to look at something different, right? You have to look at something differently. It can't always be the same way, the same stuff, because you're going to keep getting the same stuff. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And yet, how many people continue in this same cycle? So I'm the same way in this same thing. I'm still trying to upload these videos. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a video that can get somebody's attention. I'm still working on it. I have to be brave and put it out there and just commit to myself because I'm not giving it up. I'm not giving it up. That's that. And so that kind of determination, that kind of courage, that kind of craziness. It's kind of crazy because you get beat down and you're facing problems and you're in a stuck situation and life is hard. I understand. Yeah, life's hard. It's hard for everybody. So you got to stop. You got to take a minute and exhale and think. Okay, so this is this courage to change. And the key words, I'm sitting this morning checking my stats, doing the research that goes behind the scenes of trying to be an artist, trying to produce something. And the search terms today, the psychology of people who. So people are searching for answers. They're trying to figure out what is this psychology of people. So the psychology of people who are successful, they've tapped into their spirits and their gifts and their talents. They've committed to themselves. They've invested 10,000 hours of time to make themselves that level of performance. And it doesn't just happen. And I really think that we've gotten out of that framework and out of that kind of a work ethic. And yeah, it is kind of old fashioned to say you have to work for stuff, but like, duh, and so case in point, let me bring this to my own situation. Just yesterday, I was out and I drove home and I drove up into the driveway in the car. I got out and I actually, for some reason, noticed that there was water coming out from the front end of my car. I First off, I never was random that I would have looked at it, that I would have noticed it. I was walking around a different way. Some bird chirped or something made me step out of my zone that I was in because I was on a zone. I went to the store, came home, got stuff to do in a zone. But then, no, my car is leaking fluid. And today I have to drive to San Juan. I have to pick up guests who are coming, friends who are coming. And so, what am I? Total panic, flipped into gear. I flipped into total panic mode because what's coming out of my car? Calm down, dial it back, calm down. And so I thought a minute and I'm like, all right, first up, what is that coming out of my car? And so I decided to go get a piece of paper towel that was white and put it down on the liquid to see if it was water and clear or if it was some sort of fluid, because it looked funny and it was on tile, so I couldn't really tell. And it was pink. So this pink stuff comes up into my paper towel. Again, I'm like, this is a panic. Calm down. Because when you're in that adrenaline, you're not thinking clearly. You're in panic mode. I was in, oh my God, what am I going to do? And this stupid car keeps costing me money and gas keeps going up. And I mean, yeah, calm down. So I walked out my driveway and down the road a little bit. There's a car supply store down there. And I walked into the place and I was like, it was the end of the day, almost 5 o'clock. And I was like, please, I'm sorry. My Spanish is bad. This was all in Spanish. And can you help me? Because I don't know, what is this? And one of the guys that was there was nice and came and looked at it. And he proceeds to look at it because he knew what he was doing, opened up the hood, actually look inside the car, fit in the engine, see what it is. He makes a phone call to a friend of his he then comes back on this translator again because language is an issue. And I have to be respectful. I'm not Spanish fluent. I'm trying, but it's hard. Long story short, he had a friend up the road and he says, let's drive your car to my friend because he'll be able to fix it. I had to trust a random person. I had to be calm enough to decide I'm going to trust this random person. He's nice enough. He's helped me thus far to be trustworthy. Drive the car going like this, further up the hill, around and back and down. And I'm starting to get nervous because we pulled off the main road and I'm driving back and around up and down the hills of a very residential little road in the middle of nowhere. And again, it's now 5:30. It's late in the afternoon. Where am I going? And I have to calm, steady, trust. And sure enough, he takes me to this guy who has a big yard full of cars, half done, half not done. Okay. My comfort level of leaving my car here. And he says, and he looks at it and then he goes, yeah, look to see the year of my car. He goes into his garage and he comes out carrying the piece. This random piece of plastic that he says is broken in my radiator feed, which is why the fluid was all over the place. And he'll fix it. Do I want to leave the car? He'll fix it. How much is it? Okay. How much is it? More than fair price. Again, in my anxiety mode, I would have paid the man $1,000. I was panicked. I don't care. It's not about the money. I was panicked. But you have to be calm. You have to settle that down. And so sure enough, I left the car. I got a ride home with the first guy that was helping me, his friend that brought me back and forth. Came inside. I'm like, all right, now what am I going to do? Because I have to wait and trust and that this is going to be okay. Keep cleaning the house, keep getting ready. You got company coming tomorrow. This is all going to be fine. Do the live stream at night because you're trying to do that at night. Keep your focus, stay on the game. Have this courage to get through this panic moment. And sure enough, it wasn't, I wasn't even eating dinner. It was 7:15ish. He might have had the car for like an hour. And he calls me and he's like, it's ready. Do you want me to come pick you up? And I was like, unbelievable. I'm like, oh, let's do it in the morning because I'm trying to eat dinner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So sure enough, he comes and gets me first thing this morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. He's here to get me, get the thing. I paid him more. He's like, and then he tried to give me the extra money back. And I said, no, your pronto service is what I desperately needed. And I need someone that I know can help me with my car because it's old and it's going to have problems. It's almost 20 years old. I bought a junker because it's the status of the island to have an old car. And sure enough, that one worked out because this guy had a part for my random old car. It's life is up and down, and it's that courage to have your direction and know where you're going, and then sticking on that direction when stuff comes up, because it's going to come up. So thank you for listening to all of this, because yes, it is very emotional. It's very upsetting for a person to face a problem and to be on their own and to try to figure it out. And if there's stressors involved, and if it's personal, and if it's family and like really personal, that makes you not think clearly. That makes your decisions poor. And I'm really not being judgmental about the people making poor decisions. I'm trying to help people figure it out. And in the same way, they were saying, about teachers being that they want to gotcha and they want to show you how you're failing. That's only because I'm trying to show you that step where you're missing the step. And yes, it's a 10-step process. And if you're missing it, then it's a problem. So here, and I'm looking behind me now because again, I'm not high tech. This is thinking. This is going from shallow thinking of 2D to deeper thinking of more sources and better information and focus. And really, if you're really thinking about it, you're trying to innovate something and you're trying to come up with something more. That's going to take even more time and effort. And if in this points of view, if your opinion is your opinion, that's great. We're all entitled to having our opinion. I got that. I got mine. That's for sure. I'm entitled to mine. But I also have to say it's very shallow and it's very me. It's all me, me, me. And if I'm turning that into what do, I have to then make a decision. I'm hoping that I'm putting my values into that. Like I said, that courage or that respect and honor. And so I was having a real serious respect activity yesterday afternoon. Totally on a respect activity. I was panicked. I was in a mode and I'm like, I'm going to settle into this respect factor because this is how I'm going to solve this problem. And in the end of the day, that's exactly how I solved this problem. So this balance here, and it's drawing conclusions. It's making those decisions. It's getting that input. It's this process. So it's, as a teacher, it's reading standard 6. It's the process. It's the process. And like my car, it's a machine that needs to be tuned up because it keeps missing the beat. In my case, it was a radiator thing, but you get my point. It couldn't perform the function, so it wasn't going to work. And if I would have driven it today, I would have had an exploded engine and really not been able to get to my destination. So stop. Courage, because you're going to have to face stuff that you're not really going to want to have to face, like reading standard 6. Every single student, trust me, every single student in 7th grade hates that standard at the beginning because they haven't learned it. And they're supposed to learn it every year for the 6 years before they got to me in 7th grade. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to go real slow with this one because it's really important. And the other one, standard 8, here is your sources. So standard 8, if you're not getting good information and if you're not staying with truthful facts, you're going to get crappy decisions. And so, yes, I had to make a value judgment on this guy. His name's Pablo. My true best friend now, his name's Pablo. I didn't get his phone number. Pablo, if you find me, please call me again. Come back to my house, because I had to trust him. He knew what he was talking about. He genuinely wanted to be nice and helpful. He didn't put off any vibes of being like snarky or something. And then I had to really put it up and follow him out into the jungle and trust another little old guy who's covered with oil because he's the expert. Yeah, I had to judge him being the expert. And he had to understand my desperation to get to San Juan so that he'd fix my car. He did in an hour. And I basically tipped him like 50% more because my panic, totally gone. And now today, I'm so happy being able to drive and pick my kids up and being able to get my stuff, and life goes on. And I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I've got respect. I gave it and it came back to me. So that's what this is about. And these are these lifetime tips and all of this starting over at a certain age, or life lessons or life advice for you. I'm trying to get in all these keywords because I don't know all the answers, but I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm sharing the good information because we need to share the good information. That's my reputation. So, okay, enough of this. I'm done. I have to get back to working on stuff. And thank you for listening. Please subscribe and follow along. I haven't been saying that all along here. I forget. I'm not on the promotion side of this. Subscribe. The books, this too. Here's the books. These are the remix kit. It is on Amazon. They're also on my website, joywestpress.com, bestliferemixkit.com, and mejoratuvitaclub.com. I'm getting all the digital assets, and I got to try to figure out how to make them work together. Because at night, here's the really big project. This is where this really kicks off. Politics. After dark, Tuesday nights, a conversation about this kind of stuff, because it's right here, reading standard 6, right here is this problem. And I stop, quit making frowns. Let's be happy about this. Okay, this is my B-roll. I gotta go. Thank you guys again. Love you. Have a fantastic day. Bring art into your life. Add paint, add rhythm and music and flavors. Okay, you get it. I gotta go. See you later. Thanks. Bye. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, bye.